Domestic violence is a horrible thing. A false accusation of domestic violence is a horrible thing. The two people who actually know what happened are the two people who were involved, and there is almost never a witness. There's almost never a video. There's almost never a recording. It is almost always she said, he said. And then there's the issue of were there scratches, were there scars, were there red marks, were there bruises, were those self-inflicted by the complaining party? We have taken a very powerful stand in terms of orders of protection. If there is an allegation of abuse and an order of protection is sought, the remedies for violating an order of protection are extraordinarily severe when it's prosecuted properly. Domestic violence also creates a very significant danger for someone who makes a false claim. That's subject to prosecution as well. But if you're accused of domestic violence and you walk into court, please have a lawyer with you. I watched time and time again where someone's gone into court on a domestic violence matter where there's an order of protection being sought, and the judge says, well, sir, you're being accused of domestic violence. He says, well, I'm not guilty. And he says, well, if you're not guilty, let me ask you this. Do you want to go around her anymore now that she's accused you of domestic violence? And that fellow answers, no, I don't want to do that. And the judge says, well, why are you objecting to me issuing an order of protection? I guess I'll just do that and everybody can go happily along their way. And the poor old guy says yes. And at that point, his life is forever changed. And I say he, there are women who abuse as well. Statistically, it's less significant than the men, but it exists on both sides. And when that order of protection gets entered, not the temporary ex parte one, when that order of protection is entered, you lose your gun rights. You lose your Second Amendment rights for as long as you're here, for as long as you possibly could. Now, with that loss comes other problems. If you're a police officer, you can't carry a gun anymore. You can't get a permit to carry a gun just as part of work. You can't carry a gun. It's going to be a public record that people can access. You look to change jobs, it's going to follow you. You look to run for public office, it's going to follow you. So, there are huge consequences. Please, when the situation gets tough, when the situation gets difficult, when tempers are flaring, stop. Walk away. Walking away is the best thing you can do. And when someone walks away, don't follow. There are numerous cases where one person finally masters themselves enough to stop and withdraw, and the other spouse follows. Now, if you're worried about these allegations, your best friend is your cell phone. You know, we see all these shows about people getting wired so that they can pick up a conversation. Every one of us who has a cell phone is like 2 buttons and an app away from being wired. All you got to do is have it there. When your spouse is haranguing you and getting ready to attack you, that's a good time to have your video recorder on. When your spouse is telling you, I'm going to hurt myself, call the cops and blame it on you, that is a great time to have a recording. I have literally had cases where the other side has said that. My client got a recording of it, and when the police were called, they were able to play the recording. And the police took the other party away from the home. So if you're offered an opportunity to cool down by the police or just your own good judgment, take advantage of it. And if you're interested in divorce, go to our website aboutdivorce.com. Thank you very much.